Hi, I'm Marie Eldredge, and I'm an educator for Handy Quilter, and we are in the American Patchwork and Quilting Crafts Lab. We're going to talk about some tools that make Stitch in the Ditch easy for you. First of all, I have the Surefoot. This foot has a higher profile, so your rulers don't bounce up over the edge of your hopping foot. The other is the monopoly thread, which is pretty much invisible, and it makes stitching in the ditch easy. If you choose to use the thread that you're matching your quilt with, use a lightweight thread. The reason that you stitch around the ditch is to define the space. You can kind of see right here how it's just kind of lumpy, and then as it goes down this side you get, where's the definition? And especially over here where I've already quilted a feather, if I don't break up this block, this triangle, and give it its own space, its own identity, then it kind of just meshes into the other one. So I like to just stitch along the ditch and divide that, and really when it's quilted it looks so much better. Here's my best tool of all, is the ditch ruler. The ditch ruler has tabs on it that help you line up. So you can see I have my needle in, I'm ready to stitch. I have my bring the ruler in, and these tabs line up with the seam line. It's kind of hard to gauge that 1/4 inch with your hopping foot, so this ditch ruler helps you to make that adjustment. Right now I'm just going to back up a couple of stitches and then go forward. And I'm just trying to stay right in that seam line. Okay, so one thing you'll notice here, see how this side puffs up? That's the side where the seam was pressed to. I'm trying to stay on the low side of that. I'm also trying to keep my ruler on the low side of that. If I put my ruler on the high side and then push against it, that fabric goes down, and then when I move the ruler away, there's more of a gap there than what I wanted. So this way, if I keep my ruler on the low side and I stitch on the low side, I can get right inside that ditch. Okay, you kind of slow down as you get to the corner. Okay, we've turned the corner. We're just going to line up our tabs with the fabric. I know that because I have that just set in that notch, that it'll stitch right in the ditch, so I can come along here and, whoops! Has that ever happened to you? You get out of the ditch and then you're so frustrated because you have to go back and unpick everything. Well, here's a little tip. If I stitch back this way and then come back out of it, I will reinforce the stitching down here. This part will be reinforced. Then I can go back in with my seam ripper and just take out that little tiny part where I came out of the ditch. So I'm just going to back up. I'm going to line up. I'm going to not talk to my friends while I'm doing this because I want to be very accurate. Yes, we did it. It might seem a lot to go around each single block in your whole quilt, but each one is important. And by defining each one, by stitching in the ditch, each one looks important.